Nigeria every day. They do business in Nigeria. Do you see that? They do business. The people who sign the document you see that are circulating, they all travel to Nigeria, and they are going to go to Nigeria this year. But I will not go. And they will go and come back, enjoy with their family, enjoy with everybody. But Simon Ekpa cannot go. I want everybody to, you see, if I begin to talk, you see, that is why I say, stop attacking me. Stop attacking me so that Biafrans will not turn against you. I am the least person. I am not your problem. I am not your problem. I am not your problem. I come here every day to do something for Biafra people. I volunteered. I sacrificed. Some people are in the bush. I want you people to understand. Some people make sacrifice. So as I'm talking to you now, ESN, they are in the bush. ESN, they are men like me. They are in the bush. In the bush, hiding from one bush to another to secure you. While some people will go to Nigeria and enjoy themselves and come back. And we are all in the same struggle. We are all in the same struggle. So I want people to understand, that what you do, when the wrath of God will fall on you, it will not be good. I want everybody to think deep. Retract from what you do. Retract. 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 Some people will say, we have sacrificed a lot of things in this struggle. We have sacrificed a lot of things. You have not sacrificed more than the people that died. You have not. You have not sacrificed more than the people that died. But there are people who are alive now, but they have sacrificed their freedom. Freedom of movement. Freedom of movement is a shrine in international law. But some people have sacrificed that freedom of movement. You that is shouting about Simon Ekpa, you have not sacrificed your freedom of movement. Because you go to Nigeria every year. You send cars to Nigeria, you do business in Nigeria. Simon Ekpa cannot do that. Do you know what it means? Do you know that as I am now, I can't go to Nigeria until Biafra come? Are you aware of that? Can you make such sacrifice? Before you make such sacrifice, you have to calculate. It means that you are out for this freedom. You are out for this freedom. Not somebody, come and you will be making phone call from Finland. You call this one, you call that one, you call that one, you call that one. What I'm doing, you cannot do it. You cannot do it. You can't come here like this and address people and whistle for IPOB. You cannot come here and address people and whistle for the Biafra movement. You can't do it. You can't show your face in anything. You cannot come here and condemn Nigerian government openly. You can't. So why would people want to say Simon Ekpa do this, Simon Ekpa do that, Simon Ekpa this, Simon Ekpa that, Simon Ekpa this? But I have sacrificed my freedom to travel to Nigeria. I have sacrificed my freedom to go to Africa. I sacrifice my time, I sacrifice my sleep every day because I want to make sure that we sustain the momentum of this struggle. How Mazi left it. And that is why whenever we write something, the news media will carry it. That was what Mazi was doing. And that was what Mazi want me to be doing. And I'm doing it. So what is your problem? What is your problem? What is your problem? Anybody that is telling you that Simon Ekpa did not do that, tell the person to do the sacrifice Simon Ekpa have done. And I've just given you one example of the sacrifice. One example of the sacrifice is that I cannot travel to any African country. Not to talk of traveling to Nigeria. That is the sacrifice I've done. So how many of you can do it? Of course, not you. I know you people, a lot of people have done, but those people who are signing documents, who don't know the content of the document they are signing, how many of them can sacrifice their freedom of movement? How many? You see, so please, I know that even if they are watching me now, they will be very disappointed because they have never thought along this line of argument I am presenting this evening. You see, they will never think deep like this. Because as I'm talking to you now, some of them have already purchased ticket to travel to Nigeria to enjoy themselves. Some of them have their family in Nigeria. They go there to meet them. Some of them have wives in Nigeria. So as I'm talking to you now, this is August. They have purchased ticket to travel to Nigeria, and they will go to Nigeria. Nobody know them. They will enjoy themselves, go to village, carry motor everywhere. Hey, my brother have come back. Oh, you know, everybody. They will go to village and do big boy. You think I don't want to do big boy? You think I don't want to? You think that you are the only one who know how to do big boy? I want to do big boy, but I want to do it in Biafra land. I want to do it. I want to do my own big boy in Biafra Republic. Okay? I want to do it. IBB is calling. Yes, that is exactly it. Thank you very much for reminding me. All right, here we go. We are going to start. We are going to use just 30 minutes to, talk about this IBB exposition. And welcome again once more. If you are watching this program, hit the like button. If you are watching this program, hit the like button, because now we are going into the IBB section of this broadcast. Hit the like button. We are coming back. Let me check how many likes we have, because we want people to join now to watch this particular exposition that we're about to do. One moment. So I want to know how many. And all of you, thank you. We have 1,000 likes. We have from YouTube 2,500 viewers. So we want you to hit at least 1,500 likes if you are watching now, so that to attract other people. So out of these 2,500 viewers from YouTube alone, we want to see at least 1,500 likes. And so we are going to have a break. One moment.
Attention, attention. IPOB One Family. This announcement is for those outside of the USA that wish to donate to the Eastern Security Network Fund that is based in the United States. Because of the fees that donators have to pay the bank when sending wires, we recommend that if you're sending less than $250, that you donate through the IPOB USA website. It's fast, simple, and less expensive for you. Go to our website, www.ipobinusa.org/donate. That is www.ipobinusa.org/donate and make your contribution. When it comes to keeping our people safe, every bit counts. After all, the security of our communities is our responsibility. Let's make this happen together.
All right, welcome back. And then now we have 1,300 likes already. So try to make it 1,005 so that it will appear on other people's feed. Now we are going to the IBB. The exposition on IBB continues.
How painful was it for you personally?
Hutu is an offense. One man. Brain of one man.
Because when people mention examples of societies or countries that are on the path to very major development. Rwanda is usually the first or the second example they give on the African continent.
Absolutely. And this is the effort and the initiative of one person.
Which takes me back to the strongman thing that I mentioned earlier, Your Excellency.
Yeah, but the people gave him the mandate.
Yes, he does win elections.
He conducts elections. And he sold this idea of being Rwandese to the people. They said, yes, this is the right thing to do. I argued earlier that because we fought a civil war in this country, in the process, people died. You could say over 1 million on both sides. Why did they fight? Why did they die? Why did they lose their hands? Why did they lose their feet? Why did they lose their eyes? Because they want to keep this country together. Maybe we need a law that will talk about Nigeria as a one nation. So anybody who thinks otherwise is out of step.
The elephant in the room usually, whenever anybody talks,
He breaks the glasses, right?
talks about or talks to you, is this issue of Juntua. And I want to give a little background in the sense that in the lead up to Juntua, two parties were created. Nigerians bought into it. Option A4 was adopted. Nigerians bought into it. Two persons emerged from a process to be candidates. Nigerians bought. You asked them, you stood against the attempt to prevent them from voting at that time. So they were able to vote. All those who spoke about it said it was good.
Because the ordinary man likes it. He wants to know who is going to lead him. He wants to know who is going to represent him. And if I want to be elected, I have to present myself to you to say, look, this is what you need. I can represent you to get this because I have done A, B, C, D, either for the society or for any other organization, your professional bodies and the rest of them. And I'm glad they liked it. But what we did was simple. We said we wanted to know why elections results for a very long time in the history of this country were always doubted, were not acceptable. We set up a research, we set a committee, they did a research on why elections fail in this country. And these are some of the reasons we discovered as a result of the body we have set, which helps the country. But the elite will tell you that if you do that, it is no longer secret ballot. So nobody should see who is voting or who is queuing and so on. That is the way they killed it.
But General, how tough was it for you when you put all that on the line? And yet you then had to take the decision to cancel.
I think when you realize that decisions have to be made or decisions have to be taken, it may not be the right decision. It could be a wrong decision. But as I told you earlier, that it's always better to take a decision, even if it is a wrong decision. A decision should be taken, which one, as a leader, you consider is the best interest of the people. The rest you leave it for history. Because there is something that history will look at and say, okay, he has a basis, for taking that decision. I would rather be adjudged that I have a basis for taking all the decisions I have than not taking decisions that goes contrary to my own decision.
How painful was it for you personally, having put everything on the line?
It was painful, but as a human being, when you realize that at any rate, time will take care of all these issues. Some generations are going to come, and people will continue to look at what you did, no matter what time it is. In maybe 100 years, 50 years time, people will still talk about structural adjustment. So that's fine. People will at that time will say, "Oh yes, this is the right decision," or wrong decision, and so on. So if you realize that this could happen, then the pains that you feel will be substantially reduced, and say this is just the way of life.
That's for you. But for those who still feel pain 28 years down the line, today, you're at 80, what would you say to them to possibly assuage some of that pain that you felt?
Maybe I try to find out more about them individually, why they should think that way.
But do you think that by now we still ought to be discussing June 12?
My straight answer to you is no. We should live above that now.
Perhaps what people are looking for is some form of closure. So, General, maybe you could use this opportunity to explain what it was that led you to take that decision.
And I know what you and the media are going to put across.
Kuljettajien pakolliset ammat.
Try me, General.
No. People will see this interview, and people will come out with an opinion about the interview. IBB apologize or regrets or something like that. They will put words into your mouth and my mouth on this interview, and there is nothing I can do, or there is nothing you can do about it. So allow time to take care of it. It's a decision we took. I kept on saying I had to take the decision. I did that to the best of my knowledge in the interest of the country. I did the right thing. I can sit back and say, okay, some of the things that I said manifested after I had left. You had a coup, and that coup lasted for 5 years, right? You had it. There is impatience in you. When I say you, I mean Nigerian impatience. I drew up a program for you to have an election in 5 to 6 months.
I want you all to just have patience. We're already getting there.
Right? So that you can have an election in November. We agreed that the same candidates can go back to the people to say that, to seek their mandate to run.
But
again, the same people. I didn't bring anybody from Mina. I didn't bring anybody from Niger State or something like that. The same people could have run. This was agreed even by the politicians, their so-called leaders at that time. But tyranny of the elite. They said, we are tired of election. Somebody said, okay, you are tired of election, I will give you time to rest. Took over the government and ran you for 5 good years. Maybe it could have been more, but for the providence of God did his wonders. So if I go and think about all this, I don't get pain at all. I accept it. This is the way of life for this country, and keep on praying that one day somebody will say, look, let's look at this thing more dispassionately on how these things. I feel I try to provide counter arguments with what others say because it affects me. So I try to justify it by providing counter arguments to myself, thinking about it myself, and believing that one day somebody will see it my way.
One thing that people, of course, see your way, and which is very positive, was your role, and I think that would probably be when you came to national attention, the role you played in stopping the coup by Lieutenant Colonel Bukar Sukar Dinka, who incidentally was your friend.
He was my friend. We grew up together as young officers and trained together. And really, when I say friend, I mean he was my good friend.
The story is that you actually went there unarmed against the initial orders that you should storm the place and spoke to him to see whether you could get him to give it up willingly and without bloodshed.
Storming was the word, but there are consequences to storming the place. We would have killed more people. A lot of you journalists who were there, maybe they would not be living today. So we decided that, and I took advantage of my relationship with him as a human being. I'm not sure. I believe then he wouldn't look at me coming, and he knows I'm put a pistol on my head. I believe there in my mind that he wouldn't do that. He will give me a chance. It's just like what we are trained to do. If somebody picks up a white flag, it's immoral to shoot him again and so on. Now he saw me coming unarmed. It's part of our training. You allow him to come, or if there is fight going on, you arrest him and put him aside until you finish what you want to do. I think he applied both his military training and both of us knew our military training that he wouldn't shoot an unarmed man.
It was a risk, though.
It was a risk. It has to be taken. Somebody has to take a risk.
There were those who said you changed a little after that, but you changed profoundly after April 22, 1990.
Changed to what?
Personally, you became a lot more withdrawn because a lot of those who participated in that coup as well were your boys.
Yeah, they were. That's a shocking thing, I must say, in life. A boy, somebody you knew, you trusted, and suddenly to find him. But how do I counter that? The same boys, there are some of them now that I can mention to you that really worked, and they still believed in what we did. But again, we are talking about elites. If you look at those who wanted to overthrow my government, the same thing you were talking about God, Gideon Oka.
Yeah.
took some parts of Nigeria out and said they are no longer in Nigeria, and merged a lot of foolish things and call them this. So you begin to wonder, there is no tribalism or what, or religion or something, something that went against the belief of an ordinary Nigerian.
All right. I think I think I may pause it here somehow because the what I wanted to play, what he said, I wanted to bring to the public here was that he annulled the June 12th election because of the unity of Nigeria. And so the question everybody should be asking is, if you have followed this exposition from the 1 to up to 4, this is the 5th, the part 5 of it, you will understand that IBB first of all stated that he was a product of a political process, which is the northernization of Nigeria. He mentioned it, northernization of Nigeria. Now, we have come to the point, we have come to the point where the Taliban has taken over Afghanistan. And we have also come to the point where the extremists, the Islamists, have also taken part of Nigeria. And remember that 12th state of Nigeria is already Islamic state, Sharia law. The 12th state of the northern Nigeria is already governed by Sharia law. Now, my point here this evening is that the Islamization of Nigeria is already in completion. Remember that the membership of the OIC requires that the state religion is an Islamic, is Islam. And so they have been able to manipulate that particular thing to mean that international community, Nigeria, even though within you say Nigeria is a secular state, it is not a secular state. Now, the danger here now is this. The danger here now is that instead of course, what happened in Afghanistan can never happen in Nigeria. Like the way the Taliban took over Afghanistan, it cannot happen in Nigeria. But in Nigeria own, they are using every mechanism available to them. They have the institutionalized conquest mechanism. They have the militant wing of the conquest of Nigeria, and then they have the state actors. The state actor aided mechanism. Now, I'm going to explain this three different mechanisms that they are using in place of what the Taliban did in Afghanistan. And one is that the radicalization of Boko Haram is the militant stroke the state actors mechanism. How does this work? It works that they reach agreement with Boko Haram, which is now in this context the Taliban. They reach agreement with them. So instead, I remember that in Afghanistan there was also a talk that the Afghanistan government could accept, Taliban into the government. So this talk has been on, and then also there is also a talk that Taliban will also accept some of the government officials into the new government emirate of Afghanistan. So now in Nigeria own, it is almost the same pattern, but the Nigeria own is different somehow. So now what they do in Nigeria now is that they have been absorbing Boko Haram members, bandit, Taliban, ISWAP, all of them into the police, into the army, and as they are absorbing them into the army, they are, the people you see that every mistake, they shoot you in the south. Every provocation. And let me tell you, what you see that happened in Imo State, Most of them are the members of Boko Haram, most of the soldiers, most of these police. An example of them is Abba Kaere. This Abba Kaere you see is an extremist. So Abba Kaere was used not only to create fear, but to also commit all manner of terror in the southeast and the southern Nigeria. And one thing I have to tell you is this. I have said it several times. You can't hear where Abba Kaere went to Kaduna to arrest and track all the bandits and all the. You cannot see that. You cannot see that. You cannot also see where Abba Kaere went to Borno State. He come from Borno State. I don't know whether some of you are aware of that. This Abba Kaere, he came from Borno State, where the Boko Haram are killing people, and the Benin Republic Juju. He could not use the Benin Republic Juju in Borno State against Boko Haram, because he believed that he have a Boko Haram Juju, and now somebody said that he has disappeared. You cannot see him now. The North, they have run behind him, because the job Abba Kaere was doing is to give him police uniform, give him rank, put him in a position where he will be overseeing everything, and then begin to unleash terror on the southern Nigeria. So, and his target, the job they gave to Abba Kaere is that to make sure that he bring every youth down, both those who want to, who are making money, and because at the end of the day, they think that those rich ones now will use the money to sponsor Biafra breakup or sponsor Biafra war or something like that. So they don't want anybody to rise up from the south, from the southern Nigeria. And that was how they first of all made him the leader of the SARS in Lagos. He was the leader of the SARS in Lagos, and everybody know the crime, the heinous crime, war crime, genocide that this Abba Kaere committed as a leader of the SARS in Lagos. I don't need to tell you that. Now, after this, they will have what we call when they absorb this Boko Haram into the military, they become state actors. So they come from the non-state actor, which is the militant wing of this Islamization, into the state actor, which is the military, the police, and other paramilitary organization. And when they enter that place, they begin to unleash terror with their AK-47. They begin to make terror with AK-47. Chiedagbo, I am going to block you. You are blocked. Chiedagbo, you are blocked. Focus on, next time, if you find your way to this program, you focus on the thing I'm teaching. Don't come here and talk rubbish. So, when you look at the judiciary, you find out that they have also hijacked the judiciary. So they are in control. They are in control. And that's why our leader is now in their captivity. But Abba Kaere, they are bringing, although the judiciary, they say they have rejected application for, the rejected application filed by whoever the person is, to stop the extradition of Abba Kaere to the United States. Now we are not hearing anything. There is something I want to show you. One moment. I want everybody to watch this.
Nigeria's Minister for Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, has defended the federal government's decision not to prosecute repentant insurgents, saying it's in line with global practices.
Now, the Minister of Information of Nigeria, Lai Mohammed, said that they will not prosecute repentant Boko Haram, that it is in line with global practices. I want to ask people, which global practices is Lai Mohammed talking about? Which global practices? Have you ever heard where America is? somebody come to say, I was the one who bombed, who killed the American soldiers and all that, and then you didn't see them. You didn't see them, or you see them saying, okay, we will not prosecute you again. You have surrendered. Can you? So which country does that? Which global practice? So, these are the things that it is not just to come to make comment. It is a global practice. Which global practice? Can he give example of a country that is doing it? Can Lai Mohammed give us example? Which country are they copying? No, but this is the question you will not ask. This is the question some people in Nigeria will not ask. Do you know why? Do you know why? They can never copy America on that. No. They can never copy Britain on that. They can never copy European Union on that. Okay? But when they want to borrow, they will copy America. When they want to defend their looting, they will copy America. When they want to tell you that, when they want to impose tax, say pay tax, levies, they will copy America. But when it comes to Boko Haram and terrorism, they don't copy America. I want to ask you a question. Why? You know why? Because the North controls everything. And the agenda is the Islamization of Nigeria. So they select exactly the way they tell you one Nigeria, they select which law they follow. They select which country they copy. So when it comes to terrorism, they copy Taliban. And let me make it clear today. We have intelligence report that Nigeria is negotiating arms with Taliban. They want to purchase American arms that America abandoned in Taliban. And we are calling the world leaders to make sure they stop Nigeria. Any armed movement from Taliban, from Afghanistan to Nigeria must be stopped. I want everybody to make this quote. Make it go viral. That Nigeria is discussing purchase of arms, American arms from Taliban. Let it make it go viral. We're going to give them a hot seat. We're going to give them a hot seat. So I want you people to listen to what a Minister of Information is saying. And I want Nigeria to ask Lai Mohammed, which country is he copying? Now watch.
Government took this position following the mass surrender of Boko Haram insurgents, with some Nigerians kicking against the de-radicalization and the rehabilitation initiative for the insurgents. But the minister said the call for the prosecution and killing of repentant insurgents rather than granting them amnesty is against global best practices. The minister also criticized the claim that the insurgents would be recruited into the Nigerian military. Journalist and social commentator Adenu Kunu is here with us in the studio to discuss the federal government's decision. Good morning, Adenu. Thank you very much.
Thank you one more time for having me here. I appreciate coming in. Yes.
It's a sticky, yes, definitely. Well, it's a sticky situation, isn't it? Just yesterday, we had counterterrorism expert David Otto on the show, and we were talking about the Taliban and their growth in Afghanistan recently, of course. And in that, he did say that when it comes to war and conflict, culture eats strategy for breakfast. Meaning that, it's all well and good for international people outside the center to put their emphasis or their opinions. Ultimately, it's the people who are native to a land who understand better. When we look at it through that perspective, the government's decision, the federal government's decision to focus on rehabilitation, is that to do with culture over strategy?
It's not well thought out, I have to say. I will always call for a country that functions for everybody, that is equitable, just, and of course accessible in terms of all the goodies of the country. But when it comes to the de-radicalization of some people, you need to ask the question, who are those de-radicalized already? That's the question. There's a key conversation here. It's about the faith of the people. It's about what they believe is right. Between 1979, when there was battle against Russians, by the Mujahideens that transmuted to become the Taliban, officially recognized as such in 1996, there's never been any moment where they had a discussion about turning over a new leaf, and they did. Let's say this. We had a kind of pact signed by the American government April 2020 so that people, particularly the American army, will leave Afghanistan and the Taliban will behave themselves. Between that time of April 2020 and now, 3,000 people have been killed. 62% of those are from Afghanistan. The picture is, I've gone there to tell you that people have been radicalized into an ideology. People have tasted blood and the benefits of pilfering and all forms of illegality. It will be difficult. And let's come to the home front and talk about it. One of the things that people fail to talk about is what form of religion do we practice? Because don't forget, let's not deceive ourselves. There's a religion at the center of this. Conservatism, extremism is tied to a religion. So what form of religion do we practice in the region of the country where insurgency is prevalent? Is Islam. One. Secondly, what have the governors of those states done to prevent the rise and the tide of radicalization? Little or nothing. The country was on.
Are you hearing that? What have the governors done? What have the governors in this region done to, for this, first of all, where this insurgency are, what is the religion Islam? What has the governor done to make sure that nothing? They have done nothing. And they're going to do absolutely nothing. Now, I want to also bring you this particular video before we continue what we are doing. One moment.
Well, different day, same issues, same.
Hi everyone, my name is Olinika. I live in Ontario.
Conversation, insecurity, kidnapping. I mean, we're not just focusing on Zamfara State alone. And this morning we're being joined by Captain Ali Umar, who's a former Army officer and CEO of Goldwater and Riversand. It's great to have you on the program, Captain. I mean, I'd like to begin first from that statement you heard of the government officials saying. I mean, you have farmers saying they can't access their lands, and the government officials saying, well, he's challenging anybody to come to the state and see for themselves. What do you make of that? We'll deal with other issues, but I just want to start off with that and get out of the way.
I want you to understand what this man is about to say. The governors in the northern Nigeria, because they are supporting these fighters, they are supporting these extremists, they are supporting these terrorists, they are supporting the Islamization and Islamization of Nigeria. So what they do, they lie to Nigerians, they lie to you, they tell you that everything is fine, they tell you that everything is fine, so that they will focus the killing to Biafra land. So that they are going to be sending everything to Biafra land. Armored tanks, helicopter, military gunboat, everything to Biafra land to kill our ESN, to kill Biafra people, to kill our youth. But when you come to them, they tell you everything is fine. Now, I want you now to listen to this man and know what is coming.
Good morning. Very unfortunate statement. I mean, my grandmother knows that it's not even safe to stay at home in rural areas like Zamfara. So at a point you begin to see what we say and maintain, which may sound a bit hard, but it's true. Our politicians, our leaders, sometimes are national security liabilities more than they are national security assets. What he has said is heavy. What he has said is grave. I don't know what made him say that, but anyone in this country, I mean, in my state, in my own state, a sitting commissioner last week was taken away on a motorbike by these people. And I'm looking at some gentleman there telling me, come to Zamfara. I dare him to spend a weekend in any of the rural areas in Zamfara. Not on anyone's farm, just in one of their homes.
Did you hear that? And the challenge is something that this is real. It's real. He said he dare him to spend just one night in any rural area. So, which is to tell you they have taken over the entire northern Nigeria. But what are the governors doing? They tell you no problem, we are fine. Go to East, go to Biafra, go to Imo State, and the whole post of them are the woman. Okay, military, go and bomb there. Military, go and bomb there. Because they are killing the men, young men, that will rise up against them. And when they don't kill them, they come to terrorize you. You know, people don't know how terror work. Let me tell you how terror work. The terror work as in creating fear. How terror work is to create fear. So now, Wopus Odema have succeeded in creating fear in people in Imo State. Do you know what it means? Creating fear. So the governor, they have now pushed the military to Imo State to go and create fear. So that when somebody talk, they will say, they don't do, they will come and bomb the place. So that is the fear. So they have captured, some places by this fear. And that is why it is only the ESN that will be capable of protecting our land. Now, those when they say they come to Nigeria, somebody made a comment, if you cannot come to Nigeria, how are you going to lead the fight? Let me tell you, when the fight starts, you will see me in Nigeria. Or you see me in Biafra, not in Nigeria. So, but the fight have not started. And not only me, a lot of, there are thousands of Biafrans and even Oduduwas who are ready to go. So, when the time comes, you will see me. We have not started. When the time comes, you see me. And let me tell you, if you listen to Babangida, what he said, if you listen to Babangida, what Babangida said, he said, there are people who will make the sacrifice. So when the time comes, you will see me. Don't worry. And I hope I will see you too.
So that statement was unfortunate. Sometimes silence is golden here.
Well, perhaps he is speaking, from the perspective of what our security officials are doing. The army, of course, is very active in these areas, and security apparatus of government have been, greatly dispensed in these areas. Perhaps he's speaking from that perspective as to what our security operatives are doing, risking their lives on a daily basis in these communities.
Let me tell you what our security operatives, the army, the police, the DSS, just name them. Let me tell you what they're doing. What they're doing is akin to following someone holding a basket of papers and littering the place, while they just have to keep picking litter. What do I mean? A lot of our politicians throw the litter around. What you see today as insecurity are fallouts of what you can call misgovernance, exclusive governance. They're all reactions of people to these things. And the poor boys in uniform with the guns just go and do the cleanup after some people have done the messing up. So the army can continue to work and work and work if you don't plug the hole.
Are you hearing that? He said that after the killings, I hope you understand this man. This man said after the killing, some young boys with the uniform will go and do the cleanup. This is coming from Nigeria. Let me play it again so that you understand. He said after the killings, after the mess, some young men in the uniform will now go and do the cleanup. Now tell me, is that a lie? Is that a lie? That is what they do. That is what they do every day. Any place full of the kill, after that, you will see only after they kill. I asked this question yesterday. I said, have you seen anywhere or read anywhere in the news that these people were attacking and the military came to repel them? I'm asking you, where Fulani have come to attack and you read in the news that the attack stopped because military came. You are all in Nigeria. Huh? You are all, I am asking you, you are all in. Have you ever, in all the killings, both in Southern Kaduna, in Agato, in Biafra land, Duduwa land, in Middle Belt, all the killing, have you ever heard that Fulani came to a village and in the process of killing, they were repelled by the Nigerian military or Nigerian police? I want you to answer me. And if you see any news like that, come and tell, bring it. But I'm telling you now, you can never ever see any news like that. The only news you see of repelling is Boko Haram. And when the army repel Boko Haram, is not when Boko Haram want to attack a village. No, it's when Boko Haram want to attack them. I am telling you, when Boko Haram want to attack the military formation, that is when you will always hear that Boko Haram came and they repelled them. You have never heard where they are actually taking the war to fight Boko Haram and Boko Haram repelled them. Okay? It is always Boko Haram bringing the war. Somebody say at Ekpa. I don't know what the person means. Namdi, can you explain? So you don't. So Boko Haram will always bring a war to the Nigeria army. But my point here is that I want you to listen to this man. He said that what has been happening is that when after the killing, the men in uniform will now come to clean the mess. So, and once that killing is done, they sweep it under the carpet. Till today, there is nobody anywhere in Nigeria that has been sentenced for killing. Fulani have been sentenced for murder, sentenced for killing people in their farm, sentenced for chopping off a head, sentenced for Agato, sentenced for Ebonyi State, sentenced for Enugu State, sentenced for Anambra, sentenced for Yorududuwa land, sentenced for your state, nowhere in those states, you can never see any Fulani man say that they have been sentenced, this person was sentenced to death, sentenced to this, sentenced to that, for killing and committing terrorism. For terrorism. You can't. But let me tell you, you see that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is their custody. What is the crime? Fighting for self-determination. Self-determination has become, or have been, they have included self-determination in Terrorism Act. So when you fight for freedom, they say you are a terrorist. We hear the Kepu that they want to proscribe Oduduwa freedom fighters, a group. But they are yet to discuss the proscription of herdsmen. Because Sultan of Sokoto is the patron, grand patron. Sultan of Sokoto is the chairman of board of trustee of Meete Allah. So how can you proscribe them? You see that? But I want you to listen to this man, because this is a military man or retired.
They're all reactions of people to these things. And the poor boys in uniform with the guns just go and do the cleanup.
You see, the poor boys with the uniform and the guns will just go and do the cleanup. Let me play it again.
Misgovernance, exclusive governance. They're all reactions of people to these things. And the poor boys in uniform with the guns just go and do the cleanup after some people have done the messing up.
You see, after some people have done the messing up, the poor boys in the uniform, which is your brothers, some of them in uniform, they will go and do the cleanup. You see, they will never fight against the people that came or that come to kill the people. They will always go after they must have done the mess to clean it up.
So the army can continue to work and work and work. If you don't plug the hole, there will always be water on the ground for you to mop. And then eventually they will be overwhelmed.
But when it got...
You see, you don't plug the hole, there will always be water on the ground. Now, let me tell you, who are in charge of the army? The caliphate. So how do you think that there are going to be proactive action against the people who come to kill the people? They can never. Because their main agenda is to make sure they use the military to suppress everything. That is the reason why in Jos, Monarch cried that he was telling the army to go and save his people. Army say, we didn't get order to attack and kill the Fulani. Are you even aware of that? Army told the monarch in Jos, Plateau State, they don't have the order they have not received the order to go and attack the people who were now killing people in Jos. No election in Biafra land. No election in Biafra land. Somebody said yesterday that I read a comment. Somebody said, Simon Ekpa, this one you have started campaigning no election in Biafra land. Tomorrow they are going to come with attack. And I know that person is watching me now. I hope. He said that this one you have started campaigning, but they don't want to hear that. They are going to come to attack you today. And that is actually what happened. So today you begin to see news flying everywhere. Simon Ekpa is not a family member. Simon Ekpa is not this. Simon Ekpa is not that. But I will say it again. It is the order of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Everything I have pronounced here, is order of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Everything I have said here is something that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have ordered. Everything I have said is something Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have ordered. They have ordered it. They have ordered no election in Biafra land, and that decision stands. Starting from Anambra State, that decision stands. For those who say Simon Ekpa is giving order and I'm not giving order, everything I said here is what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have said, and it is the order. I'm reminding the people to remember that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu gave this order, and we must follow this order, which is there is no election in Biafra land. There is no election starting from Anambra State. So that is the order of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So it does not matter what a politician do. Everybody in Biafra land must make sure that no INEC anywhere, no INEC office anywhere, no INEC office. In fact, we do not need to see the presence of any INEC, anybody bearing anything INEC in Biafra land. That should be the slogan from now, so that they will know how serious we are. We need to start not 2 weeks to election. We need to start now to make them understand that anybody that is working as an INEC officer in Igbo land, in Biafra land, in Niger land, in Efik land, anywhere in Biafra land, you are enemy of the people. You are enemy of the people. Because it is only through election we renew the agreement with Nigeria. So when you allow election to take place in Anambra State, you have renewed agreement with Nigeria. And I will continue to say it every day until everybody understands that we are not boycotting the election. We are not boycotting the election. Rather, we are stopping election. No election, not boycott. So that people will not misunderstand the concept. The issue here is that we are not boycotting election. We are not boycotting the Anambra election. We are saying not even, in fact, the thing is that no election at all. We don't want to have any INEC office anywhere in Biafra land. And it is in line with the order of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. No election in Biafra land. No election in Biafra land. We don't want to have election. We are not boycotting election. We don't want to have a boycotting election is different. And I will continue to explain it every day. Boycotting is different from no election. Okay? Boycotting is that you will allow the INEC official to bring materials and they will tell you, oh, people did not come to vote to the boycotted election, or that, oh, they have a low turnout of voters, so people boycotted the election. Nobody care to know. If you boycott election, you have renewed the agreement with Nigeria. Okay? You have renewed the agreement with Nigeria, because at the end of the day, they are going to Abuja to announce somebody that the person is the winner of Anambra State election. Because some people did not come out while there is a low turnout of voters. But when we are stopping and the ending election in Biafra land, it means that prior to the election, nobody, no INEC office anywhere in Anambra State, no INEC official will be seen anywhere. We will never allow access to from a head bridge to anybody from anywhere to enter Anambra State. If they say it is going to be in a warlike situation, let us do it. That is the only way. Because after the election of Anambra State, if we succeed in stopping the election of Anambra State, it is going to be the beginning of the negotiation for referendum of Biafra. It is going to be a very big statement. And we know that the politicians, they will do everything to make sure that the election takes place. They will do everything. In fact, they are going to bring thousands of military men. They are going to bring 1 million military men and all that. But if it is going to be that we declare war in Anambra State, to make sure that the election don't take place, we have to do it. We have to do it. To make sure, not boycott, to make sure that on the election day, there is no INEC office anywhere. No INEC office. Every INEC official who have registered now, who want to be officer in the election, resign. Resign now. If you know that you are in Anambra State, a youth corper, anybody, and you have registered, or they are going to use you to be one of the presiding officer or electoral officer or whatever, resign now. Resign. Resign. Because do not say we didn't tell you. If you are a Wududua people and you are in Biafra land and you are serving, you are a youth corper. If you are a Wududua brother and sister, you are a youth corper and they posted you to Biafra land, and you are going to be one of those who will be presiding officer or any voting officer or any agent, resign. Tell your brother and sister from Ududua land serving in Biafra land, and they are going to participate as INEC officers or whatever, electorate officer or voting officer, whatever they call them, in Anambra State. Tell them that we are giving them now notice to resign, because that day we are not going to differentiate who is Biafra. We are not going to differentiate who is not Biafra. Nobody is allowed, and nobody will be allowed to conduct election in Anambra State. You people don't know what we have come to the point that this kind of decisions and step must be followed, because it is the principle laid down by our leader before his abduction. So it is going to be the beginning of the negotiation for everything. Once that is done, once we succeed in making sure that election did not take place, it's going to be open door for a lot of things. I am telling you. Believe me, forget all the threats they are threatening you. Oh, they are going to bring Fulani military man to. Oh, that is a lie. Is a lie. Believe me, they are deceiving you. They can't do it. They cannot do it. It's a lie. They cannot bring any person to come to Anambra to be a governor. They cannot appoint anybody to come to Anambra. It's a lie. It's a lie. They can never do it. They can never do it. Let me tell you, it is when the election didn't take place. If election, if we succeed in making sure that election did not take place in Anambra State, that is when you are going to know, because a lot of people are waiting. Let me tell you, a lot of nations, prominent leaders across the globe, they want to see how serious we are. We have proven to them how serious we are by setting up security outfit. It is the process of a Biafra. We've setting up security outfit. Now, what did they do? They have killed us. And what did we do? We stopped America from sending them arms and ammunition. Okay? You see, they went to America to pay money to purchase a Tucano helicopter to fight ESN. What did we do? Even though they succeeded in receiving 6, our lawyer have demanded that they return them back to America. So what did we do? We stopped America. America placed an embargo. It is what IPOB is doing under the leadership of Mazi. Okay. Now that is the step. Now another step now is that immediately we succeed in making sure that the election did not take place in Anambra State. It will attract international attention. Even the governors in the southeast and south, they will begin to know that we are serious. Because I hear where the other one who called himself White say, he's not Igbo, his mother is from Imo State. His mother is from Imo State. So all of them are retracting their step. You watch Omahe yesterday when I played the video. Omahe is saying, Nancy said the sit at home has been suspended. You don't have any reason to stay at home. So which means they are also obeying the order of Biafrans, including the governor. Governor Omahe, all of them, they are obeying the order. So by the time we succeed, I know we cannot succeed without a fight. Believe me. You see this election? You see this no election? We cannot succeed without a fight. And we have to be very ruthless. I mean ruthless. Oye no chuzo, apiatuoya. We have to be ruthless to make sure that there is no election. Because we need to end the agreement with Nigeria, starting from Anambra State. The agreement needs to end. I want to play this video for a few minutes before we continue.
Government official makes such statements. I mean, just staying on that for a bit. I mean, you believe that silence will have been better in that situation. What are the options or what are the possibilities? Is it that we don't have enough repercussions, reward, and maybe punishment in place? Because it will seem that these things happen. We see them happen time and again, and you wonder who's meant to maybe take the fall, take the blame, be reprimanded for this. Is that something you think has been perpetuated for long and is causing this?
Okay, let's start with silence is golden. What I meant by silence is golden is you really don't have to talk if you don't have anything positive to say. Or if you can't speak to the truth. I mean, if you stay quiet, strategic security-wise, we don't really know where you are. At least you are safe. Than to just open up and say things that are outrightly alien to the situation on ground. Now, coming to the other part of your, I tell you something. Right from time, far back as 2014, when I started coming here, the same things we've said, recycle. What we are seeing today is physically, what the eyes are seeing today is what the ears refuse to heed. If you could go to your archives, you do sound bites. Just go to your archives on any of these issues we're speaking about. You see something Ali said, replay it. I wasn't a prophet, nor was I a doomsayer, but it's happening. And the reason is simple. If you do your projection analysis properly, and you project where you're coming from, where you are, dispassionately, truthfully, then you will be able to gauge to a certain level of accuracy if no intervention is given where you will be in XYZ time. Not rocket science. I once said they're getting bolder. They're doing more daring things. Well, I sounded like they called them whalers then, right, on social media. But today they've pinned the governor down. Today they've taken a sitting commissioner of police, and God knows what they will do next.
That issue in Zamfara State, especially the abduction we saw in the school in Bakura, 20 students abducted, 3 security operatives were killed. Now, what will maybe shock Nigerians is exactly a month before that attack. We saw the head of the school speaking about the attack. He was abducted a month before that attack. They say lightning does not strike twice, the same spot. But it struck twice. Even the second one was deadlier. So how is this like lightning striking not once, not twice, not 10 times, 20 times at the same spot?
There are 2 key possibilities, again, projecting it. The 2 key possibilities are, it's either the lightning, as you call it, striking, is endorsed by those at the helm of affairs.
Not by the God of lightning.
Not by the God of lightning now. You know, when you keep complaining to the problem, you actually become the problem. So we've been crying. They've been doing more. And we've been getting all kinds of excuses. Or the regulator. And when I say the regulator, now I'm not talking about law enforcement. I'm talking about our politicians. The regulator may just not know what to do. Doesn't even know he doesn't know what to do. I speak professionally. You see, if you look at Nigeria through the eyes of a national security aficionado, you begin to wonder, is the Nigerian politician a national security asset or a national security liability? Financially, business people will tell you it's either an asset or it's not an asset. So if it's not an asset, it's a liability. So you begin to see a situation that degenerates so badly that a traditional ruler on a religious day after the Salatul Eid declares a fatwa on headsmen. Why would he do that?
Now, before we continue, I want to also, this video, we will end it here, but I want to show you something very quickly. When you look at this thing, what you are seeing now, it is the arrest or the order of arrest, plateau attack, 20 suspects arrested as IGP deploy operative to protect citizens. You know, when the monarch, this was because when the plateau people retaliated and attacked the Muslims or the Fulanis or whatever that were traveling or something like that, you know, they retaliated and they attacked them. Immediately, the IGP swung into action and 20 persons, suspects, were arrested. But when the Fulani came to us to kill and maim and butcher women, when the military was there, the monarch asked them to go and defend the people. The military say they didn't receive order yet. After that killing by Fulanis, the IGP did not order the arrest of the Fulanis. Have you ever seen it? Okay, sorry, they are not Muslim, they are Fulanis. Okay, they are Fulanis. So the killing of Fulanis. So the IGP did not order the arrest of the Fulanis who came to Jos to kill. But immediately Jos people retaliated. Did you see it? The IGP ordered and deployed operative to protect citizens. Now, the same IGP, the same government, the same system that had military that told them we didn't get the order to attack and kill the Fulanis that came to maim and butcher women. Now, the same system, I want you to understand when I say the state actors, what the difference between the Afghanistan, the Taliban, and the Nigeria. Nigeria own is that they are using a mechanism, a mechanism, a state mechanism, a systematic conquest of Nigeria. They put those mechanisms in place, and that mechanism is to put people who are allegiance, who have sworn allegiance to this Islamization of Nigeria, to control the security agents. So those who are in charge of JOS, especially in all those strategic places where they have target, they always have people who control them. So the military could not go to save the people of JOS, but now the IGP immediately ordered the arrest, and they even arrested suspect, 20 persons. What does that tell you? What does that tell you? That should tell you a lot. That should tell you that the only agenda is to kill. The only agenda is to run over Nigeria and Islamize everybody. And I'm going to play the last video of today. I played this video yesterday, but I want to play it again to just refresh your memory for you to know what is coming.
warga muslim wana ajidin budin ilali mun yes
Have you seen that? I will be playing this video almost every day. This is the latest video. And this is Nigeria. They are moving, and every village they go, they kill. As after killing, they move there. They have disorganized the place, and they move to another place. What are their job? Their job is jihad. They have come for jihad. They have come to fight to take over Nigeria, and the governors are not seeing it. The governors are on ground. But of course, we're beginning to understand the governors, and we know that they have been speaking to us in a coded language, including in Gige, Prince Gige, and all of them. They are speaking to us in a coded language. And this is already 2 hours, 14 or 15 minutes. So I'm going to, pandemic should wipe them all out. I'm going to open the floor for discussion and comment. And I'm not going to stay. I'm going to take maybe like between 5 to 10 people or something like that. If I can take up to 10, it will be good. But I'm going to take from 5, to 10 people before we stop. So join us as we, in this interactive section, as we discuss what you have watched today and Islamization and Islamization of Nigeria. Although today we give more of a teaching and advice to those who are attacking us, and the exposition was not that much. But I think from tomorrow We will also continue from where we stopped today. So join us by clicking the link and welcome to the program. First of all, before we begin to take people, we have about 1,800 likes, and we have 2,700 people watching now. So let us make it 2,000. If you are watching and you have not clicked the like button, we are charging you to go and click like on this so that you'll be able to make this broadcast go to other people. So please, as we are having this break now, go and click the like button and let us have at least 2,000 viewers. And then what thing again do we have? One moment. One moment. There we go. Obodoke. There we go. The room is full, but just keep trying so that when other people are going away, you will be joining. So keep trying. Kenenu Kanu, Nnamdi Kanu, Nnamdi Kanu, Amadike.
The last fight, the last fight, the last fight. All hands must be on deck in this last battle to restore Biafra, most especially in the forthcoming Biafra Worldwide Mega Fundraising. Zoom meeting ID 829979 Pace code 902938. You are invited to the Biafra Worldwide Mega Fundraising organized by the IPOB Biafra Women in USA and their gallant men supporters in support of the landmark Legon Marathon to stop the sale and delivery of the Super Tucano aircraft and other military equipment to the Nigerian terrorist government, and the fight to free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and to restore Biafra. USA and the delivery of Tucano jet fighter. Free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu now. Free Biafra now. Date September 11, 2021. Time 12 p.m. Eastern Time, 5 p.m. Biafra time. IPOB Women Inc. Account information. Account name IPOB Women Inc. Bank name Chase Bank. Routing number 0830000137. Account number 628087238. Swift code Chassos 33. Bank address 270 Park Avenue, New York. NY 10017. For quick pay with Zelle and Cash App, use account name IPOB Women Inc. Email address umuadab@yahoo.com. For more information, contact Mrs. Bridget Okafor, Women Leader IPOB USA. Number 215-715-7709. Father Augustine Odemegwa, 917-306-9786. Mazi Maxwell Dede, 9787-288-326. Brother Ben Wankwa, +1 513-616-1412. Nwada Rosemary Williams, 619-381-8579. Lady Azoka Charles Wankwa, 80-192-84629. Mrs. Christina Duru, 4439-837493. Beatrice Okezie, 3475-177934. Adanaya Onwudiegu, 71-3385-2240. Ndidiamaka Egomono, 9048-594-687. As soon as this information reaches to you, make sure it gets to others. Makana Ikwepike, Onrubone Abanaso. Come rain, come shine. Biafra is here and now. This information is reaching you from the table of the all-state media worldwide under the leadership of the indigenous people of Biafra, led by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu.
Right, and here we go. Make sure you are part of this particular fundraising for the Eastern Security Network. It is very, very important. Be part of the fundraising. we have started again. We are back, and we are going to make sure that the ESN is well equipped, well fed, well cared for. It is very, very important for the security of our land. And so after some break, because of what has happened, we are now back. So make sure you get yourself ready and prepare for this particular fundraising